Hello, beautiful earth angels. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Let's check and see if that's good. All right. There's always a couple second delay turning Instagram on. Okay, earth angels, welcome to earth cycle breakers, empaths, alchemists. Welcome to Earth Angels Unite. Podcast 170. Yes. The power of having your own back. Gentleness is not for the faint of heart. Gentleness isn't indulgent, it isn't weak, it isn't avoidance or pretending that everything's okay. Gentleness is one of the greatest expressions of strength because it fully honors both your humanity and your divinity. As an earth angel, empath, or cycle breaker, it's common to become harder on yourself when life becomes harder. Self-criticism, self-judgment, inner harshness never create healing. They only deepen the pain. Gentleness is the courageous practice of meeting yourself with compassion, with tenderness, and choosing love over criticism, and always having your own back. When you learn to respond to yourself the way your angels already do, pain begins to soften and your heart begins to heal. Compassion becomes one of the most powerful medicines on your journey. And so I'm delighted to be here with you. It's a very tender day. This is my brother's 3-year anniversary of his passing. So I just feel really vulnerable, really tender. And I just know the divine timing of everything, of sharing this teaching today. So I hope it adds value to your life. Okay, so for those of you who are new to me, my name is Jill Kempner, and I'm known as the Angelic Pain Relief Expert. I serve as an angel coach, alchemist, and author of Receiving from Your Angels, 4 practices to heal your pain with angel love. And today, this podcast is an extension. It's the extension of my book, right? It's a living document that keeps expanding, right? That keeps growing. And so I'm on a mission to heal the pain of the world one soul at a time and help you glow from the inside out. What do I mean by that? How am I going to help you glow from the inside out? I'm going to help you slow down, simplify, and soften. I'm going to help you relax, release, receive. I'm going to help you take that pain, whatever it is, and turn it into peace and step into the calm, clear, confident you with intention, through intention, relaxation, and divine support. So this is my mission. This is an honor to share these sacred teachings with you, to share this beautiful medicine. And so this topic, right, of having your own back, comes from one of the angelic alchemist classes that workshops that I'm teaching in the Angelic Alchemist program. I will be opening slots. There's a waiting list that is building for next year's alchemist. And if you have any questions about that, I'm happy to hop on the phone and have a chat about how this program can serve your pain relief journey. Okay, so let me see what else the angels are saying. So yeah, happy Tender Tuesday. We are in the eclipse cycle, which means parts of us, aspects of us, patterns within us are being exposed, are being things that were hidden and eclipsed and held in our blind spots are coming to the surface for healing. And this is a time, what I'm talking about today, having your own back and the practice of gentleness, is essential on our path of growth. We can't grow, we aren't growing when we're hard on ourselves. That's the old way, and we don't do that anymore, right? We practice gentleness. So hopefully today, what I share today will support that. So I'm going to dive in. So I've been tearful today on my brother's 3-year anniversary, and I probably will continue to be tearful. Say hi if you're here. Mar West 76, Profit. Namaste. Welcome. Oh, it's okay. So when my brother passed away 3 years ago today, obviously it was devastating. My life changed overnight. Um, sorry, this is a whole whatever. I'm just pausing for a minute. Let me see. Two things are happening at once. One is my notes are a little bit off, and two, I'm getting so many like things I want to say and I want to share. So I'm like, slow down. It's okay. Sorry, I'm just having like this whoa crazy pause because so many things happened to my brother. Okay, he he was in a traumatic car accident. What I talk about in this book, right? What I'm talking about today in his death was not in this book because this book came out before that. But he was in a traumatic car accident in 2018 and it changed his life. He ended up with a traumatic brain injury, and that traumatic brain injury caused him to it I think it actually worsened the bipolar, right? Because he was diagnosed with bipolar. He wasn't getting the proper therapy, the proper medication, the proper support. And then you add the devastating car, car accident and traumatic brain injury. And he suffered a lot of loss, and it was a lot to process. Watching someone you love survive that type of trauma is heartbreaking because it's holding two truths at once. You're deeply grateful they're alive, right? And at the same time, you're grieving everything they've lost, right? He wasn't able to drive. He wasn't able to work. He had short-term memory loss. A lot of his relationships changed, and it was hard. His recovery was long, it was painful, and it was very uncertain. Then just a few years later, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and I found myself walking beside two people I loved through unimaginable suffering while trying to keep my own family and business and health together. Say hi if you're here. For a long time, I thought having my own back meant being strong. I believed it meant pushing through, holding everything together, and making sure everyone else was okay. But over time, I realized that wasn't strength at all. It was survival. Every time I ignored my body, judged myself for being exhausted, or expected myself to carry more than was humanly possible, I was actually abandoning myself. So when Dylan died 3 years ago, so my mom passed away, and then I was grieving her, and then almost a year to the date, a little bit past that today, Dylan died. Obviously traumatically. He was only 41. Um, I realized that, there's always mystery around death and passing and all of that. And I'm not trying to be mysterious, but I'm also, when I don't share details, it is out of respect for all the sensitive people who are here who tune into my work. Um, it was an accident. Um, and there were many, many layers of that. And I think this month I'll talk more about that, but I want to kind of keep to the script of having, like, of the intention of today, which is having your own back. So thank you, angels. Say hi if you're here. Ileana, Sharon, namaste. I gotta blow my nose, guys. I told you I'm tearful today. Okay. Okay. Thank you for sending me love. Whew. So, um, when my younger brother Dylan died 3 years ago, I learned one of the greatest lessons of my life. I couldn't heal my grief by becoming harder on myself. I couldn't love my family by abandoning myself. I couldn't serve my clients by pretending I wasn't hurting. The only path forward was gentleness. I love where this is going. And it's interesting because today I wrote I wrote it yesterday and then I kind of tweaked it this morning and posted it. And I was talking about how grief and relief can coexist. But today it's about having my own back, right? So having my own back meant allowing myself to cry without apologizing. It meant resting when I needed to. It meant receiving support instead of believing I had to carry everything alone. And when I mean support, I mean from both humans and the divine, right? From my personal team of people that I lean on to process, to heal, to stay balanced, right? And then also the power of source, the power of the angelic realm, the power of the divine. Yeah, it meant trusting my angels could hold what I couldn't. Oh gosh, what a relief. It meant returning again and again to compassion instead of criticism. That was the work, right? That was the work. When they say do the work, that's what they mean, right? So, of course, I'm still grieving. Grief is a beast. Grief is a process. Um, I've had 3 different deaths in my life. I've had a lot of death in my life, a lot, but in my immediate family, and each one of them is just different. So of course I still miss my brother. I wish he was still here, but when those waves come, as you're seeing today, I don't fight them. I don't fight myself. I meet the parts, the pain, the heartache, the grief with gentleness. I remind myself that I can be fully human and fully divine. Hi, say hi if you're here. At the same time, I can miss him deeply while still choosing joy. I can feel heartbreak while still feeling grateful. And that's what having my own back looks like now. So I'm curious for you, how do you have your own back when something is hard, when you're grieving, when you're in your pain body? What's one thing that you do? What's one thing that you say to yourself? What's one thing that you, yeah, I'd love to hear. All right, so why is gentleness? I mean, it's like it does make me laugh, right? Because you think, oh, gentleness, yes, that sounds like. And one of the things I said in my book, well, the angels wrote this, was gentleness increases intuition because the souls that I'm here to serve are the highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls, those who are designed, destined, focused on making a difference in this world by healing yourself first, right? By choosing love, right? Choosing love over fear, right? That's the work. So when we're gentle with ourselves, we're more intuitive. When we're gentle with ourselves, we're able to slow down, simplify, and soften. We're able to respond to devastation with an open heart. Okay, downloads. Thank you. So why is this so hard? Most of us just weren't taught gentleness, right? We were taught performance, productivity, perfectionism, and pushing through. Yes, all the P's. Why? Because the angels speak to me in alliteration. And I know that when I get alliteration like slow, simple, soft, calm, clear, confident, relax, release, receive, that's an angel download. Also, our brains do remember more with the alliteration. So somewhere along the way, we learn that being hard on ourselves makes us better, stronger, or more successful. But it doesn't. It only creates more tension in the body, in the nervous system, in the heart, more inner conflict and more pain. Let me know if that resonates. As earth angels, empaths, and cycle breakers, we're often incredibly compassionate with everyone else while withholding the same compassion for ourselves, right? Holding ourselves at this impeccable perfectionist standard that isn't even reachable. We extend grace to others, but expect perfection from ourselves. Gentleness asks us to break that pattern. What pattern? The pattern of self-criticism, self-judgment, inner harshness. Gentleness invites us to become a safe place for ourselves instead of another source of pressure. I really love that. So let's talk about how I help my clients with this. So when someone comes to me in pain, and what do I mean by pain? It could be physical pain, a chronic illness or repetitive strain injury. It could be an autoimmune pain. It could be the cancer journey pain, many layers of that. It could be PTSD, which can be both. It's interesting. That seems emotional, and it is, but there's also physiology connected with that, right? Of how our nervous system responds, the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn activations that happen inside of us, right? That literally they are real, right? So when someone comes to me in pain, we don't just sit there talking about how they should be nicer to themselves. We apply the alchemy formula. And I have to laugh about the alchemy formula because I'm not a math person. So I was really surprised this year when the angels gave me this because I'm like, I'm not really a math person. But this is how they brought it to me, and I have to trust it, right? Invitation plus devotion plus intention plus R to the third, relax, release, receive equals alchemy. What do I mean by alchemy? At the end of the relax, release, receive process, you have taken that pain, the wound, the issue, the trauma, the fear, and turned it into love, turned it into peace, turned it into wisdom. So, and I like to say the love, peace, and wisdom is a gem. Okay, that's what a gem is. Don't complicate it. Like, when I think about a diamond and how beautiful a diamond is, right? And how they are a coveted, precious stone, right? That's what I mean. Like that thing that was painful is now precious inside of you, making you glow. That's what I mean, right? That's what the alchemy formula does. So the angels and I created this formula that can be applied to any pain, physical, emotional, PTSD, grief, fear, overwhelm, right? Anxiety, depression, and help create relief. So we slow down, we simplify, we soften so that we can get underneath all the noise, the static, the distractions, the distortions, and understand what is actually happening in the body and in the inner world. Okay. And then we relax, release, receive. So we relax the body. This is how I help my clients, right? We focus on relaxing. Understand there are levels of relaxation that your soul, like the divine, the angels can take you through to help you to access that point of pain without fear, without resistance, without pressure. Okay. Then I help my clients relax the body and create enough safety to be present with what is there. Then we release intentionally, safely, consciously, right? We're actually always releasing, but if we don't do it consciously, we don't feel that energetic shift. We don't feel the relief. So we release the emotional pain, the protective patterns, the old programming, the energy that isn't even theirs, or whatever the angels illuminate. That's where the angels come in, right? Because the mind that created the problem cannot solve the problem. One of my favorite Einstein quotes, right? We need an outside source to support us. So understand when I talk about angels, I think one of the biggest missions that I'm here is to take angels out of religion. The angels have nothing to do with religion at all. They are beyond religion, not bound by religion, right? They're just helpers. They're just loving, limitless beings of love and light who are here to help us. Why would we not want to access that, right? Why would we let some institution or whatever to tell us that isn't that's not possible if you believe this? No, all you have to do is believe there's help, right? Hey, Sarah. I hope that resonating. I'm getting all these downloads. Once I get going, it's like, whew, I'm in it. All right. And then we receive. What do we receive? I could just simplify it and say 2 words and let it be that. Unconditional love. That's what we're receiving. Right? But understand that unconditional love, which is vast and infinite and never ever expanding, comes in a lot of forms. So it might be tenderness, it might be gentleness, it might be compassion, it might be peace, it might be harmony, it might be joy, it might be gratitude. You with me? So we can receive through intention, right? Intentionally, consciously, intentionally, purposefully. We receive the gem, the lesson, the healing, the divine guidance, and then your next aligned action step, which, I'm going to tell you when you're going through something hard, it's going to be slow, simple, soft over and over and over again. The biggest course correction I make with all of my clients is to remind them to slow down, simplify, and soften. So today, before I got on, I was, actively grieving, all the things. And I did a reading for myself. I did my everyday reading because I just do that because that's how I stay connected to my fuel and my intention and my angels, and that's how I hear my angels. But I did another reading, a guardian angel reading, and I said, and I'm like hooked on this reading now. I'm going to be so excited about sharing this with all of you. But I said, well, how do I slow down today, right? And be present with my brother's soul, do this teaching, do the day that I have set up. How do I slow down? That was the first card. How do I simplify? That was the second card. And how do I soften? And the reading is phenomenal. I don't think I'm going to share it just because I want to keep going with the teaching today, but it shifted me, right? It got me back to feeling connected, right? Back on purpose, right? Instead of scattered, I guess, if you will. which I think grief can do, right? It makes us feel scattered. Okay, so that's where gentleness becomes transformational. We're not forcing the pain to go get away. We're not shaming the part that's struggling. We're not saying, come on, you've been working on this for 3 years. Why aren't you over it? We're creating enough space for the client, the person, the soul, to become calm, clear, and confident about the pain, about their pain, what their pain is communicating, and what they're being invited to next. Their next right healing step. And when I said that, that's what the angel said. It's going to be practice, right? Do your practice. That's what I help my clients create, right? A personalized, customized practice to heal that specific pain. I mean, it's priceless. Sometimes what comes through is incredibly practical, right? Their next right step, slow down, drink water, make the appointment, have that conversation, take the day off, set the boundary, eat differently, ask for help, cry, forgive yourself, let somebody go, begin again. The spiritual insight has to become something you can actually live that helps to shift the pattern. What does that mean? It has to be something embodied. Can't just all be up in here. Yeah? And that's what I mean by having your own back. You can look directly at what's hurting without abandoning yourself, without judging yourself, without beating yourself up for how you got there. Then you apply that beautiful alchemy formula. Invite your angels into the pain, learn the lesson, receive the gem, make whatever course corrections they're naming, and keep moving forward with yourself, not against yourself. Okay, I love that. Let me know if that resonates. I'm going to switch to Instagram just for a second and see if anybody named anything there. Hi, Ken. Hi, Kay Campbell. Welcome. Okay. So I've been kind of it's interesting that I got bloodstone today, one of my crystals. The crystal I got today was courage. And I feel that's very connected with my brother's energy. He was super courageous. My dad was courageous. He was courageous. He was a bit of a risk taker. But I'll be honest, he did live a full life even in those 41 years, even though in those last 5 years were really, really, really hard. And the courage that's happening for me right now is the courage to get in front of new eyes and to talk about my medicine, what I bring to the world in a different way. And it's pushing me into, it's leading me into different rooms, different conversations. And I just realized today that my parts are really scared of this shift that's happening. But I also know like I am being guided one step at a time. So it's been really kind of neat. So anyway, now is the time to have your own back. Now is the time to replace self-harshness with compassion. Now is the time to honor your humanity with the same love your angels already have for you. So I invite you to schedule the free consultation with me. It's called the Angelic Pain Relief Consult. It's a 1-hour conversation over Zoom where I'm listening to you and your angels, and I'm going to share the deeper meaning of your pain and together that will create a moment of relief. And then together we will create your roadmap to relief. So you're going to know your next right step after that consultation. I'd be honored to have that conversation with you. I have many ways to serve and support you, from 6-month coaching to angel healing. It's all available. So I'd love to have that conversation with you and to offer that energetic support, spiritual support, mindset support, part work support. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I will put the consult link in the comments. All right, so here's what I taught um, the alchemists. Okay, that gentleness, the ingredients of gentleness, right? So it's like, well, okay, gentleness is important. We understand that now, but how, right? So the ingredients of gentleness are grounding, gratitude, and TLC. So grounding by coming into the now. It's grounding by sending your, for sure, there's an intentional and visualization and intention to anchor in your roots into the earth that can help you feel more grounded, right? But gentleness begins by coming home to yourself, right? In the present moment, in your body, in your breath, in the now. So, of course, when life feels overwhelming, when your nervous system wants to rush or brace or protect, grounding reminds you that you're safe in the moment, reminds your body that you're safe in the moment. Grounding brings you back to your breath, your body, and the loving presence of. Now, I have angels written here, but whatever it is to you, whatever you feel is your connection to something greater than yourself. It doesn't have to be angels, right? Could be your soul, could be source, could be the universe, could be Mother Nature, right? Grounding is about becoming fully present. Okay, that's the first ingredient of gentleness. The second ingredient of gentleness is gratitude, attitude of gratitude, right? Gratitude is magnetic, makes us magnetic to miracles. So gratitude isn't pretending everything is okay. It's remembering that even in the middle of pain, love is still here. So gratitude gently shifts our attention away from what's missing, what's wrong, to what is supporting us. Gratitude opens our heart to receive the blessings, the gems, the grace that often become visible only when we slow down, simplify, and soften. And then the third ingredient of gentleness is, as you can imagine, right? TLC. That was the best word I could come up with, or term, I should say, because it's 3 words, right? Tender, loving care. This is the heart of gentleness, right? Tender, loving care is the practice of responding to yourself the way your angels are already responding to you, through unconditional love. TLC can replace criticism with curiosity. TLC can shift you from self-judgment to understanding. TLC releases that unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves and brings us into the present. So when life gets hard, TLC reminds you that you don't have to become another source of pain for yourself. You can become one of the greatest sources of healing. That's what having your own back looks like. And so I have a little mini practice here for you to integrate the medicine of gentleness into your system that you can start doing and applying to whatever issue in the tissue you're dealing with right now. So I invite you to close your eyes. We welcome the turquoise light of Archangel Sandalphon, who's the angel of gentleness, grounding, and gratitude, GGG. And as you breathe, let yourself ground. Feel your body becoming present. Feel your feet supported by the earth. See and feel those roots of light deep into the earth. And remember, there's no need to rush, to prove, or to push in this moment. So we inhale and ground. And then as you exhale, you say either silently or out loud, I am fully human and fully divine. Grounding your soul into your body, grounding your body to the earth. Then, with the turquoise light of Sandalphon, inhale gratitude. Let your heart feel and fill with joy and appreciation. And then, as you exhale, just take your time. Say, I'm loving myself through this. I'm loving myself through this. I'm loving myself through this. Let your heart open to yourself, to your parts, to your pain. And then finally, inhale all the TLC from the earth, from your soul, from the angels. And then as you exhale, say out loud or silently, I always have my own back. I always have my own back. I always have my own back. It only takes a minute to breathe, to ground, to feel gratitude, to express TLC to yourself, to recite these sacred mantras, and to shift back into your healing heart. The angel said your holy heart, your holy haven. So notice what shifts. When life becomes hard, your practice isn't becoming harder on yourself. Your practice is remembering that you are never walking alone through it all. Your soul has your back. Your angels have your back. And today, you choose to have your own back too. So as we come back together, we bow to each other in our own hearts. We dedicate the healing you received today to all our relations in all directions of time. Namaste. So since I did this brand new reading, and I usually pull a reading for you guys, I'm going to share what came up for me and what it meant for me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the hearts and the love. Good to see everybody. I appreciate you. As of today, I do have, I'm in prayer and conversation with my soul about it, but I have this beautiful offering called, and if I don't do it this month, I'm going to do it soon. I might have to move it. I'm not sure. Archangels for pain relief meditation. This is an archangel meditation for back pain relief, right? So I teach you who Archangel Michael is. I give you 3 universal messages of back pain, and then we do a meditation, divinely guided, in the moment, empowered meditation where I'm really leading you through the alchemy formula to heal whatever's going on that's holding you back, right? Whatever is in the back in the past that's holding you back so that you can move forward in, the calm, clear, confident you. So I'm going to put that webinar link. I'm going to give it a week. I'm going to see who enrolls. We'll put it here. I'm excited to share that medicine and teaching with you. And it's free. It's free. It's Monday night, the 24th. In the evening, like 6:15 to 7:40 to 6:15 to 7. Okay. So thank you for reminding me of that, angels. I forgot to mention it last week. And then I had to, all these things were going on. So when I asked my angels to help me, right, to help me activate the alchemy formula so I could show up here and even though I was feeling very emotional and tearful and all of that and show up and shine, I asked, how do I slow down? How do I simplify? And how do I soften? And I pulled 3 cards. So the slow down for me, what came through, this is so perfect, was true love. Allow others to love and support you. Let yourself feel the warmth and presence of love in your life. Surrender to the vast, nurturing love that resides within you. Like, hello, what a great message for slowing down, right? Surrender to the vast nurturing love that's all around you. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Then I said, well, how do I simplify, right? Release the story, the spiral, the energetic connect, pull. Answered prayer. The universe is listening. Open your heart and be receptive to the answers and guidance being sent your way. Pay attention to the signs, synchronicities, and inner wisdom manifesting in your life. So how do I simplify? Pray. Today, pray. Pray for all my people. Pray for my family on the other side. Pray for myself. Answered prayer. And there's so many synchronicities within this. First of all, open heart. The next card is open heart. Second of all, my sister-in-law texted me this morning. She goes, I love you, Jilly. We're ready for all the signs and symbols coming through, right? Signs and reminders was one of my other cards. So just synchronicities, that just, and then how do I soften? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? It literally goes with the teaching today. Open heart. Be courageous and embrace vulnerable and authentic moments. Believe that you deserve to be seen and loved for who you are. When you open your heart, you invite miracles and new experiences into your life. I mean, you can't make it this. First of all, it says be courageous, and that's my card today. I mean, I'm telling you. Second of all, the other card, right? Courage, sorry. Bloodstone courage. This one said, right? Open your heart, right? So just synchronicities, right? So how do I soften? Just keep my heart open, right? Be courageous and let myself be vulnerable and authentic, which I literally did right now. So I hope this added value to your life. I'm so grateful for you. As I said, I'm going to be digging in and sharing and teaching in new ways. So I hope that what I've shared so far in my 170 podcasts has resonated with you. I hope you're going to come along for the ride with me as I go deeper into what the angels are saying, what the divine is saying, what your soul is saying about very specific issues in the tissues. So I have multiple series that are kind of lining up in my brain that are going to be birthing as I step more into like being complementary wellness support for individuals who, are ready for transformation, deep transformation, growth, and healing on all levels. So it's an honor to share my medicine with you. I'm so grateful for you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. I'll put the links for the consult and the free webinar, the back pain relief webinar in here, and we'll talk soon. Okay, love you. Thanks for your prayers and love. Bye, everyone.